And throughout the day today, during the sessions, there will be a table set up outside where the auditorium is for what we call a happiness bar. And I and a couple other people will be sitting at that table and will be available for kind of one-on-one, hey, I have questions about WordPress, hey, I want to do this. And we'll be happy to help you out with your questions or anything you're stuck on, or kind of set up issues. That's really so the happiness bar outside the auditorium for the rest of the day today. I didn't cover searching for plugins. I didn't cover finding a theme, although the default theme is a great one. And you can find that stuff under the themes area in interference. Or if you want to add a new plugin, you can search for something that you want to do. There's tons of plugins, so it's hard for me to find somewhere to start other than the Kismet and Gemini. But once you install those, you'll kind of get an idea. Oh, this is how I find a plugin for something that I want to do. If I want to, it's just real easy. So if I want to do a podcast on my WordPress site, I search plugins for podcasts. Oh, look at that. There's a whole bunch of plugins I can add to my WordPress site that enable podcasting support in iTunes.
Do you on your personal site list plugins that you personally recommend?
I haven't listed any,
Okay.
but if you ask me the happiness bar, I'll certainly give you a list. And actually,
The next section is about them.
Yeah.
In this room.
Yeah. Next session, right? In this
Have a
room?
schedule of presentations.
Are you at that panel or not?
No, I'm not. Four plugins everybody should know. That is in this room, immediately following the session. So it's going to be 11 o'clock. I have 5 minutes for you to ask me questions and I'll answer.
Can you expand on
No pressure.
tags a little bit more for me? I've been using WordPress for about 6 months and I got several blogs, but I never have tagged anything. So
Tags, it's very simple to, when you use tags, is just think of them as topical keywords. Keywords is a great kind of synonym for what you're doing with tags. Tags on a blog post or on a post to your site should be topical. So it should be, these are the topics that I posted about. And then, like I said, it offers a way to link posts if you have about one thing to other posts about the same thing. So it increases kind of the internal navigability of your site. And also, because you're linking those things to each other, it also kind of gives Google a little bit of something to go on when they try to spider out.
So I could go back in my older blogs and add tags.
Yeah, you can edit a previous post and it tags to like it's
ton of tags.
It's eaten that where you find tags.
oh yes.
I mean, there's
If you are just looking for assistance, the question was, can I repeat the URL for that? WordPress.org/support. And it's a discussion forum. So you create an account on the WordPress.org website, and then you leave a post, and then volunteers will come and answer the post. So it's not immediate. And the best thing to do actually before you post a question is to search and see if somebody else has asked it fast. Because often you'll find that it's a common thing and people already have answers for it, and you can find your answer faster than if you're waiting for the volunteer to answer.
Can you quickly address whether you think it's important to add photography to your blog in terms of garnering a readership, and is it easy to install those?
People react really, really well to images rather than just walls of text. And if I want to add an image, like I actually have this really cool picture. So I go to actually, let me show you how this happens. If I want to add an image to a post, I just click on this upload insert media button that's right here with the post. And add media files from my computer. So I want to select the file. And there is this amazing picture of the team that I work with, Augmented, that I just happen to have. It uploads the image automatically to my WordPress site. And then I can align it any way I want to. Maybe I don't want text to wrap around it, or I want text to wrap around it to the left and right center. And then I can choose a size. Thumbnail, medium, large, full size.
Do you leave the link URL up? Is that something that's important?
You can remove it if you want. What this does is, by default, the link URL is, if somebody clicks on it, they go to the full-size image, like the actual image itself. If you don't want that, you can actually just hit none and it removes it.
It's not necessary for SEO or anything.
No. And so I want to insert this into my post. Hey! And I want to update the post. view my post. And so now I have this lovely image of the happiness team on it at the very top of my post. So it is, and then the next version of WordPress I'll showcase just a little bit later this afternoon is getting improved media management. That's one of the big focuses for the So, but it's quite easy to just drop in an image. And it could be anything you want. It could be an image that you've taken, it could be an image that you purchased from a stock photo site, you know, whatever you want. But it's very easy to get to enter an image at the top of the post. And generally, in the history of my blogging, I find that people react a little bit better or are more likely to read something if it has an image usually at the top. That's very common.
You know, I just got into a friend of mine uses WordPress, and I saw some advertising in it that I didn't like, that I thought was kind of rude, and it was totally uncharacteristic of her blog.
Okay.
So I asked her about it, and she said, because WordPress is free, that they can put in advertising at will.
That is the WordPress.com service.
Okay.
Unless you pay for an upgrade, WordPress.com will insert advertisements in the blogs. If there's an advertisement that you think is offensive, you should tell them about it, because that's certainly not what WordPress.com is going for. But if you don't want if you don't want WordPress.com to insert ads in your posts, which don't show for everybody, they're only on certain types of page loads, the upgrade for that is $30 a year, which is not much. And then it removes all the ads from your site.
Who decides what makes it into the official WordPress software package?
It's a moderately complicated question. There is, it's community developed, so anybody can submit a patch or an update. There is a group of people that are called core contributors, who are basically the gatekeepers for the WordPress core software. And they regularly discuss and have decisions about what belongs in core software, what doesn't belong in core software. For instance, if it's something that everybody needs, or that would serve the vast majority of the WordPress code base the best, then it generally ends up in the core software. Or if it's something that would be optional, would benefit a smaller number of people, they say, well, this really isn't territory for core WordPress because we want to keep it lean and kind of slim. Instead, this is plugin territory. Would you please write a plugin that does this? And as there are thousands of plugins in the official repository. So generally, if you want it to do something, you can find out what it is. Yes.
Do you own the words that you write?
Yes. It's very important. Even if you are using the WordPress.com hosted service, everything you post is your property. Copyright is a totally different subject that I actually am very passionate about. So if you have other questions about that, feel free to ask individually. But yeah, when you post to either a blog that you are self-hosting in WordPress or a blog on WordPress.com, the ownership of the content stays with you. Lastly.
Is there any specific plugin or category plugins that you would say to avoid because of performance or other issues?
Not necessarily. Like saying what not to do, I mean, just a list of plugins. And even if you talk about the list of plugins I've used, it's just a small subset of a larger plugin. But in general, like if you have a WordPress site and it's on a good host and you're paying attention to updating it, you can have tens of plugins without running into huge performance problems. You should feel free to install plugins as well.
Okay. I've been really encountering a lot of these sort of third-party analytics plugins and things. And, you know, you talk about people clicking away from your site. All you got to do is go and get an hourglass for, 30 seconds. It's like, I don't know what was here. It was probably really good. But you can see it's, trying to contact some third-party analytics site. It's like, I am just not going to wait around for this. So.
Yeah. That'll depend on the analytics package that you're using. A lot of people will say, you have to have analytics, use Google. For most people, WordPress.com stats are perfectly fine. Google Analytics is if you really want to see where are people coming in, where are people leaving, how long are they staying. For a lot of people, it's data overload. You just want to know how many people are there. And the WordPress.com stats, the part of Jetpack, fill that out perfectly. So just how many people visited my site today, what pages did they go to? For most people, that's all you need to know. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.